that affect us? Are we live or not?
We are live. We should be.
I call bullshit.
It's going.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grumpy Old Soldiers. We've got Corporal Punishment,
Yes, sir.
JT Von Bass, Wicked Vapor Jim, and me. All right.
And me.
I forgot me.
Him, them, those, they.
Who can forget me?
Nobody can forget that face.
Yeah. Hey, Brett. Hey, Brian. And Ed Barkley. How you doing, man?
Howdy, Ed, Devin.
And
Mitzi
Devin,
and
Hey,
Mom.
Blair.
Brian. Everything looks good. Our numbers look right. Cool.
How y'all hearing us out there?
Yes, sir. My father just screamed out, "I'm coming!"
5 by 5.
5x5.
Dylan, you need to find a new hobby, boy.
Hey, listen, don't judge me. I just heard it happen. Brett, I'm sorry I fed you earlier. You could try coming back for seconds, and I ran out of food. And Devin, you stole me a cup of coffee.
So how are you doing tonight, Dylan?
Doing pretty good.
How's your job?
It's going good. Yesterday and today, I'm at a school. Nothing but teachers all day today.
You have to feed teachers too?
Yep, all the teachers I had to feed. Yesterday, the teachers brought them breakfast and everything. Today, we just had to feed them lunch.
Cool.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Are there any cute ones?
Hell no, they're all old and wrinkly, like in their
You
90s.
can tell them, I do a YouTube show and my name's Corporal Punishment. Want to spank me, honey?
I like that name. So how you doing, JT?
I'm doing all right. It actually had a nice stretch of livable weather.
Mm-hmm.
That and got all the bills taken care of for this cycle. So that and I didn't end up in jail, so everything's good.
Cool. So how's it going, Jim? You doing?
Doing
okay?
great because now I can use JT's bail money for my bills. I was expecting him to go to jail any day now, so I figured, I better set aside a few dollars.
Give it a couple of weeks.
How
How about you, Chuck? What's going on with you?
Oh, things are going great. Things are going really well. Still haven't cleaned up my desk area yet, but I'm working on it.
I did.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody messed with your internet again, Chuck?
No, not this week. Not for a few days.
He straightened them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got the way our internet is done, it was kind of haphazard. They just ran a bunch of cables next to a bunch of highways. So whenever anybody digs at the highway, we lose internet. But at least we
Good to
have
know.
internet. Yeah.
At least you can pretend you know that your tax dollars are going for road repairs.
Yeah. Hey, Dave.
Dave's not here, man.
Yeah, it is. Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
Dave ain't here, man.
Dave's not here, man.
I'm
Me, Dave.
Oh my God, this younger generation's missed out on such good artwork. Carlin, Cheech and Chong.
Yeah. Yeah, we need George Carlin back, man. He was a classic liberal. He believed in
Yeah.
First Amendment. He knew what was what. He was into critical thinking. He could certainly show people what's what these days.
And what did he have in common with Lenny Bruce?
He didn't hold back.
No, he went to jail.
Oh,
for doing his act. It was
Oh.
the 7 words you can't say on TV.
shit, piss,
Tits, cunt, cocksucker,
motherfucker,
motherfucker, tits.
and tits.
Shit.
Everything that there's on TV today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's just Disney.
So y'all hear about these Venezuelans in Colorado? They're in Aurora, taking over the town.
Yeah. And now they're doing it in Chicago, or they're trying to in Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah. They're saying expected in all the sanctuary cities.
I heard about the Hells Angels thing through Devin, but I didn't hear anything about the Venezuelans.
Brian
That just
Ferguson
was a
tipped
drive-by.
$5, a little donation to help
Yeah.
keep the show
So
going.
they're all headed to a big rally.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip, Brian.
But the thing about that up there in Colorado, man, was the guys sitting there recording them
Devin
talking to the
69
cops
tipped
that told them,
$2.
"Oh yeah,
Love
we
you
can't
guys,
do
Dylan.
nothing.
Get
This is
Dave some
sanctuary
damn
city."
coffee.
Hell, we had to let a guy go for murder.
Thanks for the tip, Devin. Devin says, Dylan, you need to get Dave some coffee.
Shut your mouth, Devin. How dare you?
You know, well, yeah, that mine's empty.
Yeah. What? You're
Yeah,
falling
I'll-
down on the
I'll
job
send-
today.
I got some.
You know, Jim, I'll send you some coffee. It may take like a month.
Oh my God, you're making Miss Kelly get my coffee?
I'm sorry.
You come in here and you just bully all of us old people, don't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
you.
Fucking
Hey,
millennial.
ASPCA is going to be coming after you.
Fucking AARP.
Gen Z bastard.
Arp, arp, arp.
At least Chuck got into the fact that I'm a Gen Z person, not a millennial.
Yeah, you're too young
I don't
to be a
know. I think
millennial.
we ought to take a poll on it.
At least fucking Chuck caught on to it.
See, it kind of bothers me that when people call me a boomer, that's the generation my parents are in. There's no way I'm the same generation as my parents.
No, you're an extra because you're like me. You're right on that borderline. One
Yeah.
guy's chart says you're a boomer. One guy's chart says you're an extra.
Yep. So I stand by that.
But you're right. My folks, I consider my folks boomers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. I can't be the same generation as my father. So
Doesn't make any sense.
That's okay. I'm a boomer. But being
yeah.
from Oklahoma, anytime you hear somebody say boomer, you're supposed to say sooner.
I didn't know that.
So
It's a football thing.
Jim and the rest of the panel, I don't know who wants to answer this, but Ed Barkley just states, he said, how's Robert been? Haven't seen him in forever now.
he's all right. Going through some shit right now in his life.
Yeah.
I'm not at liberty to say.
Basically, he's too busy to do the show right now, but he's welcome back whenever he can.
Yep. We love and miss you, Bobby.
All
Yeah.
love for Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, Troy.
Hey, Troy. Yeah, so like you guys were saying, that's going to be happening in every sanctuary city. Yeah. I suppose Democrats might decide that border control is kind of important at that point.
Well, you also got to remember, yesterday they went ahead and confiscated one of Maduro's planes out of the Dominican Republic, and today they're talking about doing another one.
Mm-hmm. What's he flying people in or what?
It's Venezuela. No, it's kind of like the Roach Motel.
Yeah.
I guess all their zoos are empty right now, so everybody's released to go.
Mm-hmm. See, this kind of gives more credence to what Trump was saying about people coming from those countries who are criminals. It's actually happening.
Well, imagine that. That's all they've ever done. Back in the 80s, when Bill Clinton was still governor of Arkansas, it was the Cuban boatloads they were sending up here, and they were from the nut houses and the prisons.
Yep. So Greg Abbott removed 1 million Texans from the voting rolls who were either out of state, they've moved to another state, or they've died. And that's most of them right there. Oh, some of them
Yeah,
were
well-
actually not legal voters.
Yeah, illegals and the dead people were like 500,000, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, as a matter of fact, let's see, 6,000 had felonies, so they had to be removed. That's recent. That has to be done every year. Actually, they
Yep.
do this every year, but
Supposed to.
supposed to. But they did it this year. And about 134,000 voters who had responded to an address confirmation that they had moved to another state. And 65,000 voters who failed to respond to a notice of examination, and 19,000 voters who requested to cancel their registration.
Yeah. What? None? They didn't say how many they caught living in the same abode?
No, that's too much detail for this short article. So yeah, when I first heard it was happening, it's like all of a sudden Republican officials from the government from the state of Texas are coming in to voter offices and causing a ruckus. That's the last I heard of that in that way. Then they start talking about what good they achieved.
Yeah, but it's hell if you hear it from mainstream media or liberal.
Mm-hmm. It's like, he was rude to me. He didn't stay
It's the
where I
South
told him.
rising all over again. There's going to be stars and bars everywhere.
Hey, George Jennings, how you doing?
You're welcome.
Hey, George.
What'd you say, Dylan?
No, because George Jennings said thanks, Dylan, because he had texted me asking him for the link for the show.
Ah, yeah, sorry
Damn
about
it,
that,
Dylan.
George.
He's not sorry. You ought to hear him pre-show. He giggled.
Brett wants to bring up that we're 6 days away from the debate.
Yes, can't wait.
Brett also wants me to go over there and cook him food.
Well, that's not important to the show, really, but
Now he's Bear Grylls. What?
I don't know.
excuse me. Sorry, guys.
Hey, maybe you can try a new bug recipe.
I hear cicadas are nice.
Oof.
If you can catch him this time of the year, I think he'd have trouble doing that.
Yeah, they've already gone back underground.
Now they're out up here.
So, didn't Kamala and didn't Harris and Walls have an interview with the two of them together in the interview?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it was on CNN.
She can't do an interview by herself.
No.
Is that
And from what I'm understanding, there's probably not going to be another press conference from her.
No, there won't be. See, it's like you're trying to convict somebody of murder. If that person doesn't take the stand, what does that look like?
Yeah.
That's not supposed to have any bearing on the trial because you'll find 9 times out of 10, if somebody's up on a murder charge and they go up to the stand, they hang themselves, and their attorneys aren't going to let that happen.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Oh, sorry guys, I've had the screen blocked with an article. Amazon Alexa gives starkly different answers when asked why to vote for Trump versus Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what's good. Chat GPT AI.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Jones has been calling it up and having a conversation with it.
Oh, shit.
It's pretty good.
So he's basically reprogramming.
Excellent. What I think is that's the Gordian knot to keep AI under control. You get enough people asking real serious questions,
Yeah.
things that it can't figure, because you've got to have something for it to go after, and it will continuously go after it, trying to figure it out.
Yep. It's going to research everything it has. So,
I
yeah.
tried to say it's not hooked up to any memory or anything like that. So every chat's supposed to be like
Individual.
fresh and brand new.
I thought it. Yeah, I don't know shit about it, but I was hoping they had it hooked up to the internet at least.
As my father says, Wall's admin is under investigation.
Really? Let me highlight that and do a little search here.
And Chuck, speaking of Kamala Harris, Devin calls me before and says that he heard Kamala Harris was now Asian.
Again? That's what she was before. That's when she was saying she was Indian. That's Asian.
Okay, because he told me about that earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, can't she be both?
Yeah, Indian is Asian. You just don't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Seems-
The only thing I got to know the difference is between dot and feather.
Yeah.
Woo woo or dot. Yeah.
In John,
Let's see. House GOP subpoenas Wall's admin over largest COVID-19 fraud scheme in the nation.
just the largest in the nation. That's all.
So yeah, that Dave brought this to our attention. What do
Yeah.
we got here? Yeah, the scheme allegedly involves Minnesota-based Feeding Our Future, a now defunct children nutrition nonprofit. 70 people associated with FOF in 2022 received federal charges over an alleged scheme to defraud the government of $250,000 in COVID aid, according to Representative Fox.
So you're telling me Kamala's going to have to step aside and he's going to take the.
No, there's no.
Hey, they fail up in the Democrats, man.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
Man.
That's true. Shit. Let's see if there's anything else that's relevant right now about it. They're requesting documents, including communications between FOF and MDE. Who's that?
That's I had no idea.
Yeah, Department of Education.
Oh,
Minnesota Department of Education. And that they need to verify that against Wall's claim there was no malfeasance by MDE. And this is all brand new. This is just now happening. So we're going to hear about this more in the next few days and weeks and months. Okay.
Well, if you were a scientist or you worked for any medical company during the COVID, you're guilty.
Yep.
Except for the ones who
Amazon.
lost their licenses trying to tell the truth.
Well,
But they've lost their license. They didn't participate in this part.
yep.
Yeah, no, I don't trust any of them anymore. And there's nothing they're going to do to regain my trust. Not in my lifetime. I'm
No.
too damn old to even think about forgiving these people yet.
You
Yeah.
old.
Shit, on top of that, did you hear the new Hippocratic Oath that they've been having them do?
Oh,
Oh, it's all about the DEI and the ESGs and
Oh,
global
my
warming.
God.
Now, why the?
Damn.
But hey, who needs medicine or any medical treatments?
Yeah.
now?
yeah.
Yeah. I hope my hand gets better on its own. My left hand. I have trouble picking stuff up with it.
Well, I told you if you kept doing that, you would go blind.
I know, but sometimes I have to switch hands.
Show up.
Former aide to New York's governor is charged with being an agent of the Chinese government.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah, she worked for Cuomo and
Oh, God.
Hochul. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Fang Fang Jr.
Linda's son. She was arrested Tuesday morning along with her husband, Chris Hu, at their $3.5 million home in Long Island. Hun and Sue are expected to make an initial court appearance Tuesday afternoon spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn said. Prosecutors said Sun, at the request of Chinese officials, blocked representatives of the Taiwanese government from having access to high-level officials in New York State, shaped New York governmental messaging to align with the properties of the Chinese government, and attempted to facilitate a trip to China for high-level politician in New York, the indictment said. And money
Should have
laundering.
sent Tim Waltz.
Yeah. Yeah, her husband is accused of money laundering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what they did with if it went straight into their house or if they funneled it through something and then bought the house, but the house was bought with that money.
Yeah. Chinese Communist Party has to make sure to keep up appearances.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Whatever come of that Chinese ship running into that one from the Philippines?
I don't know.
Let's look it
I
up.
didn't hear about that.
I heard about the collision, but I didn't hear any details afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a pissing contest or if somebody was incompetent and plowed into a parked ship, you know?
Yeah.
Warning shot.
Let's see.
Yep, Brian. That's why it's going to be hard for them to get rid of cash money altogether.
Mm-hmm. The collision was the latest of several confrontations near contested Sabina Shoal in August, followed an agreement between China and the Philippines in early July to de-escalate tensions. However, conflicting interpretations of the agreement have led to further confrontations. That could be about ego then. Neither of them would turn. And,
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It was just a pissing contest.
yeah.
Yeah.
In
Nudge.
nautical rules, the person on the starboard tack has the right of way. Because oftentimes, if they're with sail and no motor, they're sometimes in irons. And the other person actually has the ability to go around them.
Yeah, but look who we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Philippines
Not
and the
that
Chinese.
they have the worst Navy in the world, but we know it's not the best.
No, certainly not. Yeah, and China's trying to assert sovereignty over those areas where no land territory exists, is what they're saying. We know that it's actually crossed over by several different territories.
Yeah, is that in there where they're building the islands?
Mm-hmm.
Because they've got some islands out there that they've been building for several years now.
Wait, who was that? China?
Yeah,
I didn't hear anything about them building any islands or anything like that.
well, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, no, that's the idea. Shit, this looks like it's all around the Philippines, but what they're disputing is Spratly Islands in the Philippines, and I don't think that's the one that China's building.
I wish they should just cut cards for it.
I say let's flip billing.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. Okay, here's a quick one about tech shit. Intel CEO will reportedly present plans to cut assets at an emergency board meeting. Chip maker may put $32 billion Magdeburg plant on hold and sell off Altera. Those are two of their plants. What's going on? 13th and 14th gen Intel chips are fucked up.
Well, it's not just that. Yesterday there was a bad run on the market, and the last number I saw was like 408 billion that Nvidia lost.
Oh, damn. That's
Yeah.
probably after this. Yeah, this article is 2 days old. That's probably why.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Imagine that. Start selling it off before it goes to shit. Where have we
Yeah.
heard that before?
Yeah. That's something Pelosi's good at.
They're everywhere.
Warren Buffett.
Yeah. Buffett uses common sense. Pelosi uses insider trading.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
So, yeah, basically the chips would self-destruct because when you're like trying to game on them or do some
Right.
video and shit, it would give the wrong voltage and fry the chip.
But did it look cool like the Mission Impossible tape recorder at the end?
Yeah, it's made the same sound and everything.
Cool. Mr. Phelps.
Let's not talk about that one. That's boring. Oh, okay. Did you guys hear they ID'd the Georgia shooting suspect?
No.
Yeah, he's going to be tried as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Well, how old was the guy in the first place?
14. His name's Colt Gray.
Damn.
Damn shame.
You know, school just starting. There's not a lot, but I guarantee if it wasn't a girl, it was drugs.
Yep. It's usually one or the other.
But damn, 14.
Looking to spend the rest of your life in jail.
Yep. But let's see. So basically, they all evacuated to the bleachers at the football stadium, and that's where a lot of parents found their kids. But two children and 2 adults died in that. And
Wait, so what's...
Huh.
My question is, what school was it? Like a elementary, middle, high school?
Junior high.
junior high. He was 14.
That'd be a middle school to you, young generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. My question is, what the fuck is wrong with so many of these people where they want to sit there and go to all these schools?
Well,
Or
we
somebody's
won't be
home.
talking about no theories about SSRIs or anything like that, but you know,
We'll find out. They will. They will.
Yeah,
bring it
but
up.
we've made it so these kids think it's cool to be this way, and then it snowballs and it gets out of control.
Yep.
Right, but what I'm saying is, the last school shooting that I heard of had to happen back in, I think, like when I was still in high school, like the 2012, 2013.
Nope. We had
No,
Uvalde. Uvalde was a couple of years ago.
yeah.
Right, but
And everybody forget Nashville. They just released that woman's whatever they call them, journal or whatever.
Manifesto.
Mm.
Yeah.
What was you saying, Dylan?
What I'm saying is, like, the last school shooting that was brought to my attention was from a teacher back when I was in school.
Mm.
After all that, I didn't hear anything about any of the school shootings until somebody told me, like, weeks after it happened.
Yeah.
Like, when I was in high school, my teachers told me, like, a day after it happened. So it's like, what's even, remotely going on? Because there's, like they always say, there's so many people, like, with so many things wrong with them. And it's like, at this point, you have all these people who are the same age as me, if not like maybe a year to 2 years younger, going to jail for doing something like this. But a 14-year-old kid like that, and on top of it, the last time I read something about a school killing or whatever was back at my high school, where a 15-year-old kid got arrested for stabbing somebody. But the kid who got stabbed didn't die or anything like that. And I'm not even coming on here to promote violence like that. I'm against violence, but that is absolutely ridiculous how kids nowadays are going to school with guns and shit.
That's because of all the news attention they get.
Well, that's it. They make it so glamorous, and
Yeah.
it's cool to be the left wing nut job.
Yeah. If he hadn't had any help doing that. The hell, when I was going to school, you had 2 guns in the back of people's trucks with their windows open all day.
Yep. Nobody gave 2 shits.
Yeah, it's not the equipment or anything like that. It's the people. What is turned in people? You
I
know?
don't know
Yeah.
about where y'all live, but up here, the sign of manhood was your buck knife hanging off your hip. Yeah.
Yep. Back when you knew when you was handing somebody back their pocket knife, it had to be closed.
Yep.
Yep.
Unless they handed it to you open.
Yeah. And there's a whole protocol for that.
Yep. Never put the sharp part towards your thumbs.
Oh, and don't cut yourself while you're sharpening the knife.
Damn it, Dylan.
Hey, listen, my mother sent a giant package. Now, I don't know if you gentlemen would know this style of knife. It came with a fork, a spoon, and a knife all in one set.
Yeah.
Well, my mother fucking sent one over to my godmother. Now, as you gentlemen know, I was over. You guys saw me hanging out with my godmother for one weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So the Sunday right after I spoke to you guys, like I was, we were going through all the shit that Sunday morning. And Jim asked what you said, don't cut yourself with the shit. So I was trying to figure out what the fuck it was or whatever. My dumbass actually cut myself with the fucking knife. And yes, that is a perfect damn it Dylan moment. I didn't realize how fucking sharp that son of a bitch was.
Mm.
Maybe it's a good thing he didn't ever be allowed around tools.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect damn it Dylan
Yeah.
moment.
Turns out CNN is actually fact checking Harris now.
Imagine
Oh.
that. The thing, all this stuff, think about it. What is it are they doing? They're doing it they're laughing at us. What?
Mm.
You know,
They want to be somebody.
more and more they're coming down harder on Hunter in his cases.
Good.
You know, I mean, and Waltz you just read about.
Mm-hmm. So, Kamala Harris is for fracking now. Back in 2019, she ran on no fracking policy.
Yep.
And in
That's a good
2020,
little Democrat there.
yep, because Biden said we're going to promote fracking. In 2020, she said, okay, we're promoting fracking. And
Yeah. Has she gone blonde yet?
no, not yet.
Okay.
Well, she dyes her hair. I mean, it's real easy to avoid going blonde.
I still think she's going to show up one day with rainbow hair.
Yep.
And little pink
That'd be
houses for you
cool.
and me.
Smoking a joint, listening to Tupac.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Harris is running on an ambiguous energy policy. Her own aide said that.
It's like their plans for the debate.
Mm-hmm.
All she's wanting to do is find the perfect moment to get a zinger in on Trump.
She doesn't want the mics canceled because she's waiting for that perfect moment when he interrupts her and she can go, I'm speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, that's as good as little Barry drawing the line in the sand.
yeah. Oh, man.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Dylan, how
What?
dare you? Do you see what he just said? Shut your mouth before I mess up your tanks up where they will leak.
Well, I'm the
Man.
only one who handles all his tanks.
What? Violent tendencies already.
Sabotage, deceit, treachery.
And I might get PTSD'd.
I think you already have that there, JT.
So the
I'm gonna
U.S.
talk to two.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what, Chuck?
The U.S. has decided to charge Hamas leaders with terrorism over the October attack last year.
Oh, you
Yeah.
think?
It
How
took them
like who was it?
almost a fucking year.
Yeah. The ICC told someone like Mongolia or some little country in that area to arrest Putin when he come to visit, and they didn't do it.
Of course not. Hell no.
Not my problem.
Oh man. So yeah. Also, since Netanyahu doesn't want a ceasefire, he won't agree to anything that leads to a ceasefire, and they lost 6 people today. 6 of the hostages that were about to be turned over were murdered. I'm sorry, just the other day, hours before the Israeli army went into that area. They went in and found them dead, freshly dead.
Yeah, and they also made videos before they killed them,
Yep.
Yep.
and they were threatening to put them out. But how do you come to an agreement when people from the other side still keep firing rockets at you?
Yeah. But yeah,
I
even
could respect them as a fighting force if they left civilians and hostages out of it.
yeah,
Yeah, but the other side's hiding behind them in their skirts.
that's true.
That's true too.
They train them from the time they're 2 years old. You will kill the Jews. But I am. Yeah, I wish they'd figure it out. I'm sick of hearing about it.
Not my war, not my problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's nothing that I can do or say that's going to change thousands of years of hostility and animosity and
Nope.
Well, this is a little closer. They're more pissed off that Israel kicked 5 states' asses back in the 70s.
Yeah, that's true.
well, get over it. Life
Yeah,
goes on.
get over it. They won. Leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened.
So, do you guys remember Dieselgate? Volkswagen.
I've heard about it.
Oh yeah. With
I've heard about it once or twice.
Yeah. A Volkswagen board member was convicted in the Dieselgate scandal that's costing $38 billion and counting.
Oh,
What it is, to refresh everyone's memory, they have sensors on the car that can tell it to run leaner or run richer depending on certain conditions. And they're making it run leaner deliberately when they're being checked for emissions output. So they pass the inspection, but as soon as they get back out on the street, they're running rich again and they're pumping out all sorts of diesel. It's like maybe the cars have to run that way.
Hey, maybe there shouldn't be so many fucking regulations that they have to stick stuff up people's tailpipes.
Mm-hmm.
oh, I agree.
Yep, because that's a few different things that happen in the exhaust to regulate emissions and stuff.
Yeah. But after we hit the catalytic converter on everything, that pretty much made it
That opened the door.
good to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
about as
rest is
low as
just-
you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
So, Dick Durbin and a bunch of his buds, mostly Democrats, I'm sure, sent a letter to the Supreme Court telling them to support the FDA in cracking down on the vaping, the flavors, and all that. It's like
Oh,
hopefully the Supreme Court does what it's going to do without any interference.
yeah, because most stuff holding down the vaping industry isn't that the Chevron difference?
It was. That was that one, and also making flavors illegal.
And regulations for building and making devices,
Yep. So that's
running
like
them out of the U.S.
a few different separate categories that they clamp down on individually. And one of them, I think, a sign was when the Supreme Court told, or the FDA told Juul to go ahead and start selling their menthol again in the U.S. That told me that they might be going back and reconsidering the bullshit about the flavors. Because this flavor I'm vaping now, it has apple, mango, and banana in it.
I'm vaping a nice Hawaiian punch.
And I only mix this for myself. I'm not gonna have no flavor. I'm not gonna do a tobacco flavor. And my old favorite I don't like anymore, which was basically wet concrete and cardboard.
Yeah.
I got rid of that a long time ago.
Yeah, you moved up to pickle juice.
Yeah.
Oh, good man.
So
But no, it goes back to the whole thing, man. When Kamala come out and said she's going to take people's patents.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
These regulators are fucking communist punks.
yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just what it is. And that's what we got to deal with. You know, we made an effort to say, hey, let's come together with Washington and let's get this straightened out and everything will be groovy. You know, President Trump flew over. It was great.
Yep.
Oh.
And then Washington decided to act in bad faith and say, fuck you all.
Yep.
FDA said
It's not
that's
like
right.
they've been right about everything lately, huh?
Oh man, I found an article today too about Putin, President Putin in Russia telling the youths in Russia not to vape because they won't be able to have kids if they do. I shared it on Facebook and I said it's really not any different from the lies that FDA and other agencies are telling us in the U.S. right now.
Well, I got into vaping because I knew aliens would come and take me away.
Fucking aliens. Don't even get me going.
Well, if he didn't stick his finger up its butt, bastard.
Still no reason not to take me with them. Open that fucking door.
You don't live far enough in the country, Jim. They like
Maybe
rednecks.
if you got an old dilapidated trailer and put it by your house.
That would help.
It's okay, Jim.
I've got junk cars in the yard. I don't have an engine hanging in the tree anymore.
Maybe it could happen soon then if you've got the junk cars. It could happen soon.
I don't know. If they want to probe me, they can probe me. I've been fucked by US for the last 4 years. I'm used to it. So come on. Bring me by.
Self-lubricating.
Them fucking aliens, they enter our galaxy, they roll their windows up, they lock their doors, and they say, don't make eye contact. They buzz right through our galaxy.
Yep.
Kind of like
And
that.
George,
person
you
up
are
the-
right, brother. I love my country, but I hate my government.
Yeah, Brian, it looks like they are finally paying attention to the positive studies. Stanton Glance is the one that they still use, even though it was disproven years ago. They keep saying that it's got all methane and all this shit.
Yeah. Didn't he retire here recently?
I hope so.
Like last year before?
He was in line. He was damn near close to losing his fucking license because of the bullshit he's been doing. Not just with vaping, but a lot of other shit that he's been doing.
Yep. You know, we've got a whole generation of professors that think just because they say it, it is so.
Yep.
And we've allowed it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we used to monitor things like that.
Yep. Oh. A progressive business group has sued Texas on Thursday over a 2021 law that restricts state investments, in companies that, according to the state, boycott the fossil fuel industry. One of those businesses is BlackRock.
Imagine that.
Oh. Nothing to see here. Move
Yeah,
on.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to win this one. Unless Trump gets elected.
Well, I don't know. I'm about sick and tired of it. They fucking decided that, okay, we're going to give these illegals 150 grand for a down payment. Where are they going to get these things? Oh, wait, BlackRock's been making a mad rush for the last several months trying to buy up all the housing
They're
everywhere.
buying everything.
Them
Yep.
there's another company too called Blackstone, who BlackRock
Blackstone?
is copying, and they're Blackstone was doing all this shit before BlackRock was, but BlackRock's big enough now to be a problem on their own.
Oh, it's still a fucking problem because they're jumping right into the laundering cycle. What is it?
Yeah, they're
That
both
hotel up there in New York that
Yeah.
the military's guarding, they're paying what, $5,000 a week?
Yep, and then
That's
some.
per. Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus what we're out for the military being there.
yeah. So
Because they're going to go ahead and say, hey, kick up into the big guy, we'll get some nice hotel rooms taken care
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah, BlackRock and Blackstone. That's a lot of our housing crisis right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is funny, that the one down in Argentina, he took off government controls on rent and housing and things like that. And all of a sudden they had a boom, housing boom, houses for everybody. You get a house, you get a.
Yep, massive, 200% more properties on the market because people were afraid to rent before. I mean, they were afraid to put their property on the market because it was rent controlled. And
Yeah, that
shit
rent
like
control is what eats up everything,
Yep.
And I don't understand how they do it in New York, but hadn't they been under a rent control for a while?
Years. Yeah, decades.
Yep.
I think I first heard about it in grade school. Then they mentioned it on Friends.
Yeah. Oh, hang on a second. Hippie, would you calm down, sir? There's children in the room. See?
So, let's see. Oh yeah, rescheduling cannabis to class. Okay, it was class C, right? Or did we just move it to class C recently, federally?
I don't remember.
I don't even know what the classes mean. In any case, they rescheduled it so it's not as illegal, I guess.
Yeah, well, they had it under there with some of your heavy opiates and shit, which is Schedule 1 or something like that, Schedule 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they even bother because they're going to make it completely legal eventually. Why reschedule?
Yeah.
They need
And
to. If the
what's even
government
worse,
No, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, underneath marijuana and all these other heavy opiates was LSD, like down near the bottom of the schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jim.
No, I was just going to say if they legalized it and gave everybody a monthly sack of weed, this world would be a whole lot better place.
Yeah, but
Yep.
we've already had those places where the youngsters were getting a hold of it and they were freaking out and they having to jump in the shower and got marijuana sick, blah, blah, this, that.
No, that's just a product of the times because I don't care how bad of a high you have, you're not going to die. Don't be such a wuss. Write it out. Don't smoke with that guy again.
One guy told me he's going to quit smoking because he got paranoid and got the munchies. That's why you do it.
That's why. Yeah, that's a big fucking perk of it.
Brian Ferguson brought up the fact that Oregon is regretting making a lot of those drugs legal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't what, 8 months?
Yeah.
And they
I think they started complaining about it after 3.
Yeah.
But, they tried it over there in Britain too.
Yep.
They walled off those apartments in that whole end of town for the heroin junkies, furnished them the needles and their dope.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't last very long.
Nope. Just like the
How's
vending
the vending
machines.
machines in New York going?
Yep. They got vandalized within a
Yep.
day.
And check eBay.
Check that shit real good.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, okay. Here's something I forgot I wanted to bring up. Federal judge rejects Donald Trump's request to intervene in hush money case.
Yeah.
So basically,
We're going to get the circus come the 18th.
yeah, they're going to go ahead and do the conviction then. I'm sorry, sentencing then.
Sentencing.
Thank you. And it really shouldn't amount to more than probation. That's what all the people I've seen have said about that.
Yeah.
If it was any
It's
normal.
real- what are they going to do? Open up a whole section of Rikers just for all this Secret
Security,
Service?
Secret Service.
Yeah. But I wouldn't put it past these psychotic bitches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think somewhere in their pea brains, they think this is going to be good for their end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since everything else they've done is just,
Yeah, because I mean, it worked so well.
Yeah, I mean, the first time that this case came up, the DA in New York said, "No, I'm not going to bother with that."
Yeah.
And then the timing became different, and they brought it up again and said, "Okay, let's prosecute now."
lawfare.
Yep.
You can't win honestly. Take them to court.
Yep.
Yep.
And then they were all upset that Trump was going to do the same back to them. He might.
Right. But
He has
you
every
got to
right to.
remember, if they're telling you that, they're telling you what they are doing.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
But Trump has every right to go back at these guys with as much vigor and nastiness as they showed him.
Yep.
Yeah. But
I don't think
like
he
you
will.
said, I think he would do it the way he says and do it legally, because they did break the law.
Yep.
And if you broke the law, hey, I'm sorry, I've already done my time. I had to pay it. Everybody else needs to.
Yep. That's the way it works. That's the way it should work anyway. Yeah, and the Trump's lawyers keep putting up whatever, saying that sentencing Trump as scheduled just 2 days after Merchan's expected immunity decision would not give him enough time to weigh next steps, including a possible appeal if Merchan rules to uphold the verdict. But
Yep.
Trump spends half his life in court. He knows that shit. I
Yeah.
think he'll be okay.
But that's the type of court he's used to. He was
Right.
doing something for his business.
Yeah, that's true.
So it wasn't necessarily like this.
No, that's
I'm
true.
sorry. And when was the last time you heard of somebody going to jail because they didn't break the law?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So, I'll tell you what, it looks like it's getting to be that time. Do you have a joke for us, Jim?
Oh, let's see. This young tourist walks into the bar and lounge at the top of the Empire State Building in New York City. He sits down at the bar, orders a drink, and this guy slides up to the seat next to him and he says, "Hey, you new around town?" Kid says, "Yeah, I'm here visiting. Always wanted to see New York." He goes, "Buy me a drink." He says, "And I'll tell you something about the Empire State Building that very, very few people know." Kid says, "I'm game." He buys him a drink and they drink it. He goes, "Watch this." The guy walks up to the window. He opens the window, steps up, steps out, falls down a few floors and comes right back up and steps right back in the window. Guy says, no way, that's got to be a trick. What? Steps back up to the window, steps outside, falls down a few floors, comes right back up, steps back in the window. Kid says, I got to try this. He steps up to the window, he steps out, falls flat to the street. Bartender looked at the guy and says, Superman, you're an asshole when you're drunk.
Well, that was funny.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thanks for coming out tonight.
God bless, save prayer for America.
Yes,
Do
sir.
right.
And I hope to see you real soon. Join us in chat after the show.